Hey, good morning again, Joe. So the Trump administration had been emphasizing overnight that it was not involved in these attacks, saying that Israel had taken unilateral action here. But President Trump this morning standing strongly by Israel. The president posting just in the last hour that he gave Iran chance after chance to make a deal. But no matter how hard they tried, no matter how close they got, they just couldn't get it done. He then went on to say that there is still time to make this slaughter, with the next already planned attacks being more brutal, come to an end. Iran must make a deal before there is nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire. Now, that statement comes as Iran is vowing to retaliate today and saying that both Israel and the U.S. should be responsible for the consequences of these attacks. We also just learned in the last few minutes that Israel's defense minister is expected to speak later today alongside U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. So we'll watch for that. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, Senate Majority Leader John Thune is warning the Iranians against including the U.S. in any retaliation, saying that Iran should heavily consider the consequences before considering action against Americans in the region. The House Intel Chairman, Rick Crawford, also saying that while he regrets we've come to this breaking point, under no circumstances, he says, can Iran get its hands on a nuclear weapon. At the same time, Democrats, at least some of them, appearing more measured here. Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed, he called the attack a reckless escalation that risks igniting regional violence. So, guys, I'm sure we'll hear more from the Hill and from the White House later this morning. We know the president will be back in the Situation Room later this morning. Guys.
Kareem Sajapur reminded us earlier that the president has said, don't kill any Americans. And if that happens, however it happens, I think he's used hell to pay a few times at this point, but I don't doubt that at this point.
That's right. He's been very firm on that point, but he's also been very clear throughout the past few months now about this idea of two paths, that he wanted this negotiated agreement, the friendlier path, but that this was always an option as well. What's interesting in that post is that he's standing strongly by Israel here, and as you say, vowing very strongly to defend both Israel and the U.S.'s interests in this, but also not closing the door on the fact that there still could be a negotiated deal as well, saying that, while this first step has been taken, Iran should come back to the table now before, he says, the already planned attacks, the next round, would happen. So as Dan was just saying, on Sunday, there are those talks planned. Steve Witkoff from the White House set to be there. So still allowing a way to sort of get there, even though we're now a little bit further down this path.
And we've talked, Megan, if you haven't done anything to those facilities that are a half mile under the ground, and that's where a lot has been moved to continue this program. They're like a dangling end. It's like a loose end that hasn't been done yet. And you just wonder, maybe it would take, that's where we would have to maybe have more, not direct involvement, but certainly Iran would be pointing fingers if Israel got one of those bunker buster bombs.
Right. And you wonder where Israel is in all of this on that point specifically, and how much further they would like to go, even as the U.S. is still trying to sort of, it seems like, not let things get too much further. Israel clearly taking this first step without explicit U.S. endorsement. We see how much further they might want to go, depending on where the White House falls on this.